Alright, so today's video we're watching a Gold 2 support on PC playing Brigitte on Blizzard World. They say I've been playing Overwatch on and off since 2016, but never took it seriously until Season 10, where I started grinding comp and started to climb. In this game, I played Brig the entire time as I've been trying to get better at improving my whip shot accuracy and positioning. Towards the end of the third point, our tank started flaming us support, saying that we did no healing, even though he wasn't giving us enough time at all. I think that my positioning is pretty good most of the time, but I know it falls off in some points of the game. I would love some criticism about my gameplay because I want to carry myself to plat before the summer ends. I would also like to know if a swap to Ana, my other main, would have helped me at all in this scenario. Well, we'll find out. Here we go. Okay, so you're running Kiriko, Brig, and you have a Mauga. Okay. I already can say, just by knowing what your comp is, if it stays this way, Ana would be great. Because Ana can also help with the cardiac overdrive when it comes to like the burst heal, and like you can definitely keep your Mauga up with Ana. So. But it doesn't mean you'll have a bad game on Brig. It's just like Ana could, if your question was, could you have gone Ana here too? Yeah. If this is your comp, I'd say so. Yep. We'll see, though. Keep healing. Yeah, you're fine. I mean, you won the team fight. You're proccing Inspire. So far, you're doing pretty much everything you can do. I'd say correctly. Obviously, there's a couple, like, you know, things we could be like, oh, do this, do that. But that was fine. You said, I mean, when I play Brig, I do the same thing though. You just start randomly slamming the air and just holding left click down. I do that all the time. It kind of is just one of those things that gives me something to do, so I feel more involved in team fights. Brig sometimes becomes a wait for something to happen hero. So like just hitting buttons makes me feel better about playing the hero at the time. And I like playing Brig. I actually enjoy playing Brig. So. Don't be afraid to ult, but I think you're fine for now. Perfect counter ult. I'm okay with that. I don't know, like, I feel like so far you're playing fine. Did you couldn't play Brig to save your life because you feel like you do nothing? I mean, Brig half the time is that. Like, half the time you will do nothing. That's why, like, with Brig, I like hitting buttons. That's an ultimate. That certainly is an ultimate decision by your Mauga. They hit a button that certainly was an ultimate. That's what I got for that one. All right. All right, staying on point. I mean, so far so good. End of third point. Okay, is when your tank starts telling you that you're not playing correctly, etc., etc. Okay. Which, I mean, who's surprised? The tank telling people or players blaming their teammates. I want to see how you do it healing your team. No, this isn't a cheater VOD. Cheater VOD is the last VOD we're going to record today. Basically, like, you want my take on Brig? If you're proccing Inspire constantly and you're keeping your other support alive, you're probably going to have a good game. I'm not saying you're going to win the game, but you won't have, like, a terrible game. Tsune will keep your team alive. Yeah, if you proc Inspire here, you're going to be in a good spot. And that's in your Mauga. If your Mauga's saying they need heals, that's your Mauga's fault. And it was end of third point, so your Mauga just went into the back of their spawn. There's zero chance your team's going to keep them alive there. Zero chance, especially when they have a bob out. Like, your team can't do that. So if they mentioned it there, that's a complete on your tank. 100%. Now back to the flip side question, could Ana have been good here? Yes. At the same time, you could argue that your Kiriko goes Ana too. Vice versa, but Kiriko Ana's still fine also. And I say that because Kiriko's still really good, and I like having a Kiriko on my team. Okay, I don't know if you needed to hear this when it comes to your tank. So far, the 2 deaths on third point is your tank's fault. That's it. There's zero things that you could have done right there to keep your tank alive with their positioning. I just want to point that out. There is a 0% chance there was anything you could have done there. Even if you were on Ana, I don't think you could have done anything there. They're taking too much poke damage. Taking way too much poke damage. So just to kind of give you that idea on things, like 100% could have been better on that one.
Like a
You're dead. Just positioning. You didn't get out of there. I would have rotated out the other way that you initially were at.
I have a new plan this time.
Winston's by themselves, doesn't have a support there.
Destroy them, Bob.
That's on your Ashe. Winston's dead. It's not your fault. That's your Winston's fault. It's the classic, I'm going to dive in, and if I don't get healed up fully, it's my teammate's fault. But, like, they're still going to get rolled. There's no way they can survive that. They're just deep diving and getting discorded. That's all that's happening. They're just deep diving in and then getting discorded, and then they fall over. EMP, they're going to fall over. Okay, your Kiriko saved him. Scrublet, thanks for the 2 months of feature fine. Thank you, appreciate it. That's on them again. Same thing. So far, I will say, though, if you were wondering, like, if you're sitting there going, should I go Ana here? You would have been okay to go Ana. Preferably, you run the Ana Brig with Winston, because Ana Brig, like, basically makes it so the Ana's unkillable, but if you want to run the Ana here, it's fine. And then Ana Kiriko can work. Okay, Winston's diving in. Heal your... Not on your Winston. If your Winston dies there, it's on them. Good, you kept him alive. By the way, you did mention you want to get better at your whip shot accuracy. I can assure you that you definitely need to work on that. I've definitely seen you miss a few of your whip shots, so definitely recommended to improve a little bit in that area, okay? This is like a side note. Because, like, that is where you proc inspire. Just for anybody who wonders who's, like, new to Overwatch or, like, wants to understand how Brig works, every time you hit them with any of your abilities, it didn't used to be this with Bash, but I think they changed it in Overwatch 2. Any ability you hit is how you proc your AoE healing. So if you miss your whip shot accuracy, then you're going to miss out on a lot of healing opportunities. So you want to be as accurate as you can. Night Moose, thanks for the 17 months for the feature prime. Thank you, appreciate it. Also, your tank is feeded. Remember how we had that VOD of the jump in bubble? Your Winston's doing that. So. Yep. We're watching. Nice. Hey, good whip shot. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be real with you. It's your Winston's fault. The majority of the time, it's on your Winston. It's because they don't understand what cover is a lot of the time, so what they're doing is they stand in the middle of the open and take as much damage as possible, and they expect to be healed up. If you are a tank player, it is okay to stop for a second and hide behind a wall to get healed up. I am telling you. Play cover. Tanks are buffed now. It doesn't mean that if you have bad positioning and don't play cover, that you're going to dominate. You can just get away with it a little bit more now. But if you're still feeding, like, right, that's your tank. That is your tank's fault. Remember that as a tank. Tanks are buffed, but you can't just do that. You're going to get rolled still, okay? So, there you go. Damn. Can't heal your Winston. Listen, could things have been a little bit better from everybody? Yes. But is it your support's fault that your Winston was feeding as much as they were or when they were playing Mauga? Absolutely not. Your tank is feeding hard on third. And what happened is they didn't really recognize that they were feeding really hard because you snowballed first and second. So whenever we mention, like, snowballing in Overwatch, it basically means you just continue to win team fights without having to take, like, a actual team fight. Like, you just get, like, multiple picks, they never recover, and you get a point. Your tank did not know when to slow down at all. And if that's their play style, they're going to constantly just win games and lose games based off of how they position themselves. And their positioning was terrible. Like, your tank's positioning was bad. Straight up. And that's why you're seeing the results that you're seeing right there. At least in my opinion. We're coming watching a Brig in a game that we're helping out with our Spectating series we do. That's in your Mauga. Yeah, there you go. Now you're good. You did fall down, though, early. There you go. Thank you for proccing and Inspire. Oh, you're dead. They're dead. No, why'd they go in? Why? No. Stay back. They survived that, but holy crap. They still died. Yeah, what's happening right now, at least what I'm seeing, is that your tank just, like, assumes they're, like, invincible now, maybe because of the tank changes, or maybe that's always their play style, but you're going to get rolled a lot of the time with the way they're playing. Basically, their play style is, it doesn't matter what their HP is, doesn't matter what their cooldowns are, it doesn't matter where they are, they're going to go in. And when they do that, they get rolled. So. Oh, yeah, no, you did see that correctly. Are you asking if the Mauga ran into their team while purple? Yes, that was the thing that you actually saw. That's why I was like, what are they doing with that play? It worked out because your team won, but, like, that is very risk-reward. I'm okay with being proactive, but, like, being at, like, you know, 30% HP and just charging in, like, hoping for the best, like, that's a little bit too tough at times. Doc, thanks for 13 months of tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you.
Loves you, emongg, and chat, you all are great.
I appreciate it. Yeah, you play Brig like I do, by the way. This hold and left click thing is like, this is just, it keeps you in the game, right? It keeps you on your toes. You know the Ana's there to the right. Oh, no one checked for the Ana. That's funny. Hey, nice job. You can bash him if you want to. You're good. Nice. I'm the same way. You're just hitting buttons. You gotta do it. Okay, you have your Brig ult now.
I'm ready to rally. My ultimate is
This is literally how I play Brig, so I get it. You gotta keep the APM active, okay?
here, take this.
Paladias, thanks for the 37 months of tier 1. Thank you. Yeah, I tell you you're spy checking. Yeah, I can see that. Ooh, you're taking a 1v1 with the Sombra. This could be interesting.
Manage. Thanks for everything.
Dude, what? Dude, what was your team doing? Huh? We're gonna use this as a time to teach you something about Overwatch. All right, everybody? So get ready. So if your team is having success right here, okay, and they have no way to break through, right? Your team's having success. They can't break through. You have 3 minutes off the clock. Everything's going well. What loses people games when they're having good games is stuff like this, okay? Play the way that you've been playing that you're winning. Don't do things like this. You have a Kiriko Alton in a hallway that I don't even think I've seen a team fight in here ever. I think the last time I saw a team fight on this one was during Prop Hunt. Okay? You have a Mauga here now. You're down multiple, and then you're stuck on point here with your Sim. See? Anyway, don't do that. That's how people lose games. You have good positioning. You have good positioning, and then you give up all that good positioning to do that. And then your Mauga still gets out, which is impressive to me. But don't do that. Just don't do that. Dude, what is your Mauga doing? What are they? Dude, how do they expect to get healed? They're clearly, what is, you know what's happening right now? You know what this Mauga's doing? You can't see it right now. Maybe you can, but Mauga has a keyboard in their hand, typing to the team going, what are you doing? Keep me alive. You're all suck. You're not keeping me alive. This is your fault. What are you doing? Question mark. Come on, supports. Meanwhile, this is what they're doing. They're diving into their team backline, not even from the front either, by the way, here. They went around this way, I think. I say that with so much confidence. They could have went in front, but I'm going to just go with that for the memes. Okay, continue on. Hey, you lost that team fight. I would just reset if I were you. Yeah, you can get out. You're good, you're good. Okay, remember, your Mauga... Run away, Mauga. Run away. Don't run away. Don't stay there. Don't fight them. Run away. Run away, Mauga. Wow. Don't wait that long. If you're a tank, don't wait that long to get out, chat. It's not worth it. Okay, we good? Oh, your Echo's in there. There your Echo. Good cleanse. Okay. You're good. You're good. Killing your teammate. This is good to see.
Duplication initiated. Here, take this.
All right. Anonymous, thank you for the 1337. I appreciate it. Thank you. Actually, let me pause. Good CTS says.
I tried Googling first but doesn't help, but what does APM mean for Brigitte?
That's funny. Thank you for the 1337. So, to give you an idea, and I'm only going to go based off of the terminology I know it from. So, in StarCraft, it used to be, it's called actions per minute. So, it's basically just hitting buttons. So, like, if you ever, like, watch, like, early StarCraft days, they were really high on talking about APM. So, basically, it's just, like, how many buttons you're hitting per minute. So I say APM because the Brig is constantly just holding left click and doing something. So like technically it's not APM if you think about that, because like you're not hitting the button again, but like you're holding the button down. Basically it's just doing something. Anyway, let's continue on. They click on stuff for no reason to raise APM. That makes sense though. I mean, I get it. Sometimes you just want to hit buttons. Good ult by your team. Little side note just to help you out a little bit. Sometimes you do LOS your teammates and kind of like, you take the scenic route. I want you to find ways to still be in a good position but not take the scenic route to get to your teammates. Just this is like a helpful pointer. I think that will help you. Sometimes you take like the longest way to get there and like your teammates can fall behind on heals. Keep in mind it has nothing to do with your tank. It's more of like for your DPS and your other support. Yep. Just thought APM stood for ads per minute. I guess it could be relevant here too then, huh? Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to go back and like reiterate this point. Most of the time you're losing team fights is due to your Mauga's like inability to understand positioning or where to go. They just go in and they get rolled. That's it. That's what I'm seeing. They go in, they get rolled. They go in, they get rolled. They go in, they get rolled. Yep. What do you have right now? They're gonna window? Yeah. Little side note for people. Just a little kind of give you a point here. One of the reasons why like I have been bringing up more and more now, it's good to understand what ultimates they have or could have. Because if you know they have window here, you're not going to play like you just did, right? You're going to play at an angle and make the window a lot worse. And that doesn't happen here. If you notice what happens here is you don't, like they misplay it a lot and then that's it. You get rolled. You fall over and that's that. So just to kind of reiterate, just be careful of that. Just be careful of having that position and when you know they're going to have that ultimate. Try your best to track ultimates. And keep in mind, you don't have to be perfect with tracking ultimates either, just to kind of like put that out there. Like, it's just more of like being like they might have this ultimate and it can let you play a little bit better. Because like if you knew they had window there, the last thing you're going to do is stand in the middle of the open like your team just did. Yeah, we're spectating him. Alright, back away. If they get you here, I'm going to be... You're fine, you're fine. Oh, wait, this is... There's moments where, like, you probably don't want to be like, holding your left click down, and this is one of them. Just pay attention to where they're at so you don't get rolled. If they chased you might die there. G-Dot, thanks for the 11 months. Creatures Prime, thank you, appreciate it. Keep in mind, we have brought that point up, by the way, where I would have, they asked if they should have gone Ana, and I said a couple times now that yes, I agree, Ana would have been a good spot here. But I do think that their team comp that they had, they could have easily won this game, by the way. Like, easily. It doesn't even come close to that. Like, they could have easily won this game. Like, I want to point this out. Look at how well your team played this game when you had a tank dive in their backline on cooldown. Okay, so just to kind of like reiterate my point here on what I was talking about. You had mentioned a couple things. One, your tank said that you weren't healing them. Your team wasn't healing them. Right now, your tank was feeding. This was the definition of like a tank who was legitimately feeding. That was your tank. They didn't care about cooldowns. They didn't care about positioning. They went too deep. They played too passive. They played too aggressive. They fed. So more than likely, it wouldn't have changed much. At the same time, you asked the question, should you have gone Ana here? Yes, 100% you should have gone Ana here. If your other teammate wasn't going to go Ana and you weren't going to run Ana Brig, going Ana will help your Mauga, because remember, when you also Ana grenade them, it gives them a little bit of that, like the overheal from like your nade, and it allows, not overheal, but allows them to heal quicker. So like there's a lot of opportunity there during cardiac overdrive to keep your Mauga up like indefinitely, and it gives you more opportunity if they overextend. So I would have gone Ana 100%. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have stayed on Brig. I would have gone Ana. At the same time, your tank is massively incorrect in saying that your supports just aren't healing them, because most of the time it would not have mattered. Like your Mauga would not be able to survive what they were doing. So at the same time, I do think your teammates still can win that game if you have a little bit of, you clean up the gameplay across the board a little bit. So stop taking scenic routes too when you want to get back to your team. You did it a lot, and like that gets your teammates killed. All right. So little side note on that one. But you got this. You can definitely climb, but definitely need to clean up the gameplay a little bit on that side of things. You got this. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. Leave a comment. All of that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. You'll see my Discord. That's you pretty much submit anything we do video-wise. On top of that, we also record these live on stream. So if you haven't stopped by the stream, you can see the Twitch chat below. Stop by if you haven't. We have a lot of fun here. And with that being said, hope you have an amazing day /night.